Good morning, everybody. Silas back today out here at the junkyard. It is a beautiful day out here. It almost feels like fall. It's gonna get hot, but fall is on the way. They're saying today and tomorrow are gonna be the last really hot days we have for a while. There are spider webs everywhere out here. I've had about 5 of them in my face so far, and I just got here. We got a boatload of rain the other day. As you can see, all of my parking lot area up there, all the loose sand and dirt and everything washes right down this road here and goes out that direction. It's kind of crazy how it leaves all these deposits here. But I have a lot going on today. I think Sean and Lep are coming out today to help, but I know for sure I have a guy coming to pick up a Studebaker truck. There's a shipping company supposed to be here to pick up the 259 wagons. Supposed to be. We'll see if they show up. You guys know how I feel about... That was a phone call from an auctioneer. There was an old truck and they couldn't figure out what year it was, so he was asking me how he could figure it out. So we got all that taken care of. I guess there's gonna be an auction next month I'll be going to, because he said they've got several old trucks out in the tree row. But anyway, hopefully the shipping company shows up. I mean, there's been a lot of strikes against them so far. I guess we'll head this way so we can get started while I talk to you. But the guy that bought the cars was originally going to come get them in a couple of months, but then he decided, well, I'll just go ahead and have them picked up sooner, and I'll just put a tarp over them and I'll keep them until my shop's built. And so he called me and says, hey, I'm going to contact a shipping company and have them set it up, and as soon as they figure out roughly what date they want to come get the cars, I'll let you know. I said, no problem. And the next morning he called me back and he says, hey, that shipping company says they're going to be there tomorrow to get those cars. And I said, oh, well, that's extremely short notice. I still have to get tires on these cars. And he goes, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I didn't expect it to be that fast, but that's when they said they'd be here, is tomorrow. So I said, okay, I'll get tires on them. I said, what time? He says, I don't know. And so he finally found the driver's contact info. The guy's name is Dimitri. I'd say probably half of the shipping companies that come pick stuff up, the driver's name is either Lars or Dimitri. But anyway, he doesn't answer the phone or nothing like that, so I have no clue when they are going to be here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get both of those cars out and get the tires put on them, get them all ready to go, just in case they show up in the next, 15, 20 minutes. Well, that's wonderful. I hop in this loader, fires right up like it always does, no problem. Everything engages, good to go. I was on the phone talking to the auctioneer. He found another truck they couldn't identify the year on, so I helped him take care of that. And I go to lift up the forks, nothing happens. The hydraulic lever is dead in the water. So I shut the loader off, restart it to see if maybe the computer just glitched out, because that does happen sometimes on these newer loaders. And nothing, everything else works fine. Even the little, the forward and reverse button on the joystick works. Everything works on the joystick except for the actual joystick. So I'm guessing a solenoid or something like that went out. It worked fine, no issues at all the last time I drove it. So I have no clue why it randomly quit working. I'm gonna call the service department here in a minute and see. But the other issue is I have the other loader out here, but I still have not gotten the new water pump and the new fan belt in. Now I'm kind of up against a wall, so I may have to just go ahead and order the super cheap water pump and just throw it on there for now until the nice one comes in. But that doesn't do me any good right now, because even that water pump won't be here until probably Saturday. Today's Thursday, and I need a loader today. The guy coming for the Studebaker's already on the road halfway here, and so I don't want to back out on him. Now I can get to the Studebaker, it's that truck right there. I can pull it out with the skid steer, but I don't know if he has ramps. I don't know if he has a winch. I mean, I guess I could shove it up on his trailer if he has ramps with the skid steer, but it's got flat tires on the front. Be a whole lot better to set it on there. Oh, there goes my phone again. I have to use a loader today though. I mean, there's just really no way around it. Like getting these 2 wagons out of here, there's no way I'll be able to do that with the skid steer. I mean, I technically, I guess I could, but it's gonna be so much quicker and easier with the loader rather than having to use a jack and chains and everything else. This loader is still full of antifreeze because I filled it, because the first day it started making noises on me and the warning light started going off. I just thought it was low on antifreeze, so I refilled it, didn't notice any leaks. Well, then the very next day it was doing the exact same thing, so I got to check in and I found the water pump is just a real tiny leak. And so, I mean, it's still 98% full on antifreeze. So, I mean, as long as I use it very sparingly and shut it off when I'm not using it, I think we'll be all right. The only issue with this loader is that it does this non-stop. It's got the warning light on and it's screeching because it's got low, just a tiny bit low on antifreeze. And so it's telling me, hey, you're a little bit low on antifreeze. Something's going, oh, hey, it just stopped. Well, hey, let's take advantage of that and let's get some work done. Oh, yeah, nope, there it is. Oh, yeah, see, it does this because it's just a tiny bit low. And so the sensor is going back and forth between. super, super annoying. But like I say, all I got to do really is set out. Oh, forgot that door doesn't stay open. I got to set out 4 vehicles. I got to set out these 2 wagons, the Studebaker, and then a guy's coming to get the retractable hardtop. I think everything else that I have to do today, I can do with the skid steer. But okay, let's get all this done. There we go, got the 2 wagons sit over here. We'll get all the lug nuts off and everything so they're ready to where all I gotta do is just pick them up, slap the wheels on them, set them back down. Actually, I'll probably turn them a little bit, that way he can winch them on his trailer, because the guy that's coming for those is supposed to have a winch, if it's true. That truck there I do have to set on. I talked to him, he said he does not have a winch, so that won't be a big deal. That'll take 5 seconds just to grab it and set it on the trailer real quick. So I guess what I'm gonna do now is I can get the skid steer out of the building, and I wanted to kind of work on cleaning this up a little bit. I do have a guy coming later today to get this 409 down here. I really wanted to pull apart these 2 Ford trucks over here, but that's just not gonna happen. Got about 1.5 million things that need done, and I got 2 broken loaders. I got to thinking about it, and maybe it blew a fuse or something, because it's just really weird how it worked fine, no signs of any issues at all, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't work fine anymore. And so I'm wondering if maybe it popped a fuse or something like that, because it doesn't even grunt like it's under a load. So it's definitely something electronic. It's either something in the joystick, there's a solenoid that's underneath that joystick, or it could be a fuse. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see the steam coming off of there? I think you can a little bit. Let me get the, well, you can't see it at all there. But if you look at it in the sunlight, oh, it just stopped. That's funny. Yeah, that was rolling steam or fog or whatever you want to call it out of there as the sun's coming up. It's starting to get pretty hot out now, burning off all the fog. Pop this panel open, pull this stuff out of the way. I think this is where the fuses are. Pretty sure. Oh yeah, right there. I don't know which one's which though. Oh, they're over here, okay. This one maybe? I don't know. It's the only picture with a bucket on it, so see that one up there? So there was a guy here looking for parts for a 2015 Chrysler, something like that, nothing I have. So I just got back over here, started working on the loader again, and I heard somebody else whistling, and it was a guy here to get some tires. It's actually a subscriber. So it was cool to meet him. He wanted to take a quick picture and then get those tires loaded up, so we got that taken care of. Now I'm back over here and looking at this. I think it's gotta be K3. That's the only bucket related thing I see. And so K3 is, you got K1, 2, 3. These aren't the normal type of fuses that you can just look at and see if they're bad. So what's K2? Okay, K2 is the low something, I don't know. Tell you what, K5, I know the air conditioner was working because it was working a minute ago when I had it on. I want to pop K5 out since I know it's good and stick it back into K3. We'll do that. We'll set this over here so I don't lose it. And we're gonna fire the loader back up and see if the hydraulics work. If the hydraulics work, we know it's a bad fuse, a bad relay. I don't get air conditioning until I replace the relay. The AC barely works in this loader anyway. All it's good for is keeping a little bit of airflow going when there's no breeze. Fired right up, and nothing. Nothing at all. So it's gotta be either something related to this or the solenoid that this connects to. Bummer, I was sure hoping it would just be the fuse and we could go on with life. All right, I'm in the truck now. I cannot get a hold of the service department. The phone just gives the busy signal every time I call them. So I gave up on that loader. I switched relays around over and over again, nothing works. So I went back to the other loader and Sean just got there and he's driving his old 92 Cummins truck today. And he said, is that water pump any different on a loader 6BT as it is a truck 6BT? I'm like, well, I don't know. So I asked another guy that knows a little bit more about him, and he said the only difference is, he said, a lot of the truck 6BTs don't have a very big water paddle on them. or whatever it's called. He said the loaders really should have a larger one, keeps them a little bit cooler. But I figured, you know what, for now, anything's better than nothing. And we're getting into cooler weather, so it's not going to be that hot. So if I have to replace it next summer with a better one, I can do that. I just need a loader today. So I called the parts house and I found one of them here in town. They've got one in stock for a 1992 Dodge Cummins. So I'm going to go buy one, and it looks identical anyway, so we're going to slap it on there. We'll see how the water pump does. Like I say, it's going to be hot today, so if the loader doesn't overheat today, that water pump's going to work fine. So I'll see you back out at the yard in a minute. There we go. And it is the smooth style, so it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's what's going to have to work for today. Coming along slowly. Got some Firebird wheels on this one here, and some Oldsmobile Delta 88 wheels. Just whatever I could find out at the yard. The held air. Yeah, this car looks pretty good up in the air. Little tiny 15s on the back. And this one over here is getting, I forget what wheels we're putting on this one. I think a couple more Delta 88s and I think a Buick rally wheel of some sort. Whatever works, right? Here she went. Well, time for the antifreeze. Well, we put a little bit more antifreeze in it, and everything seems to be working fine. It's not beeping at me. There's no warning lights, no nothing. It's not leaking, so I think we're good to go. That fixed it right up, and actually I think it's running a little bit quieter. It was always squeaking so loud before. Now it's not squeaking. We'll get the old Studebaker loaded up. Good looking truck. I'm glad to see it go into a good home. He said he'll probably just clean it up a little bit and resell it. Well, that worked out good. Got him loaded up, and he went out back and he found another cab that he wants to buy as well off an International, so we're going to process that, but he doesn't have enough straps, so he's going to go buy some straps. While he's doing that, the guy's here to pick up the wagons. He showed up about 10 minutes after he said he'd be here, so I mean, he gave me notice. He called me early this morning and he showed up on time. That is probably one of the first times I've had a transport company do that to me. I mean, I'm kind of speechless. I'm not complaining, that's for sure. But yeah, we're gonna get those loaded up first, and then we'll go out back and grab that other truck, knock the axle out of it. Boom. Oh, this thing is a rat nest. Deluxe. See if I place to put the camera. Not tight enough. There it is. Oops, dropped the camera. There we go, so we can finish cleaning this thing out.
Clutch pedals in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Wow, a lot of ambition.
That's not a rat nest, that's a rat condo there.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. Loaded up. Headed up to Pennsylvania. Well, I've got about an hour and a half to 2 hours before the guy's gonna be here on that motor. So I was thinking I might go home and do something, maybe edit some video or something, but then I thought, you know what? Right now, I'm getting rid of stuff, so I might as well just keep it on moving. So we're gonna go ahead and load this iron box. That's the frame that just went in there that just came out of that International, so that's a pretty good deal. Originally, we were just going to knock the axle out, but then we were like, well, you know what? It's not that big a deal just to take the sheet metal off, so we did. And so through that, I was able to get about $15 for the starter and the generator for scrap. And then there's probably about $10 worth of copper lines, and then the weight of whatever that was worth, so a little bit extra money. This looks like a good stack of junk to pack into that dumpster. That dumpster's a little bit skinnier than some of them, so I can't get the great big truck chassis in there. They're too wide. I have to take the rear ends out of them. And I don't feel like doing all that today, so this will work just fine. We can get all this in there and maybe put a couple heavy things up on top. Well, we'll see if we have enough camera to film this. We got 3% left. It is barely hanging on for dear life. There we go. Oh, the doors must be sticking out on the other side of that car because it's not wanting to go down in there. Got the truck frame in there. There it went. Gotta do a little bit of smashing, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna switch batteries though. What you looking at? What you looking at, Willis? Sheep right here by the fence chowing down. And I got a llama staring at me. What are you doing? They're always hanging out here in this corner. Yeah, I got that door up there snagging. I threw another piece of a frame up on top thinking maybe that would smash it down, but it did not. I'm trying to figure out a place where I can put my camera so you guys can watch me pack it in there. Bounce it, bounce it. That's better. That dumb door. There we go. There we go. Now I can fold it towards me, I think. Yeah, just like that. Because they always tarp these loads, so I don't want something sticking up that's going to rip their tarp. Yeah, it's pretty good there. I got a lot of room in the front of this dumpster still, so I'm going to try to find a couple small, heavy items to drop up there. This is the front axle and the engine out of that old Cab Over International that's sitting over there in the corner. You can drop that axle right there. Then get it off the forks. Well, I guess that works. Not exactly how I wanted to do it, but it works. Now I gotta find something else. I still got room in there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start scrapping some of my wall art too. And this piece here was already off when I got it, but the grill's gone. I thought maybe somebody could make something out of it, but you know, it's been here for a couple years now, 2.5 years now, and nobody's even looked at it, gave it a second look. So away she's gonna go in the iron box. I've got a bunch of noses that I cut off a long time ago. I think I'm just gonna throw them up real cheap one last time, and if they don't sell, I'm gonna go ahead and scrap them and make room for new and better stuff. We have really been in a season of getting rid of stuff out here, that's for sure. A lot of old iron has gone in this dumpster over here. A lot of old iron has been going in this dumpster, but that's the name of the game. You can't keep everything forever. This is a good place for it right here. There we go. I'm gonna put that cab down there up on top, smash it down in there, but I got one more motor back here, an old Studebaker motor. I'm gonna go grab it next and pack it in up on top of the dumpster. Let's see if I can reach it. Got an old Chevy 216 down here in front of me that still turns, so I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to it for a little bit longer at least. There we go. There we go, yeah, this will make a good piece to throw up on top. I should go ahead and pull the generator and start her off of this like I did that other one earlier, but man, I don't want to get all the tools back out, and I don't want to have to worry about this tomorrow, so we're gonna go ahead and pack it in the dumpster. Right there's a good spot for it. Perfect. And just enough room to smash this cab down and stick it up on top. 79 Ford cab. Another one of those things that's been sitting around out here forever and a day. The rear cab corners had a little bit of rust in them, so nobody wanted it. Other than that, it was a really solid cab, but it's a little bit shorter now. There we go. It's sticking up a little bit. I'm gonna have to smash it down in there. And there is the final product. There should be about 6 to 7 tons in there, which is good enough. That old 52 Ford car, or 53, whatever it was kind of bulky. I should have smashed it before I put it in there. It took up more room than it probably should have, but that's okay. There's some other iron that I put down in the bottom before I started filming too, so I think we'll be around 7 tons. Oh, somebody's being a hot rod over there. Anyway, he's supposed to be here in probably about 45 minutes to get the motor, so I don't have anything else that I need to do right this second, so I just have it on a chain hanging on the loader, so as soon as he gets here we can drop it in, hit the road. While I'm waiting on him though, I'm gonna run down to the gas station, get me something cold to drink. I've been chugging water all day, but after you drink so much water, you know, sometimes you get a little bit tired of it. I know you shouldn't get tired of water, but I have drank a ton of water today, made sure I stay hydrated in this humidity. But I have an update on the loader. I called them, whew, everything's hot. I just burned my hand on my own shifter. Been facing into the sun. Usually I turn my truck around and I forgot. I called multiple times today and it was always just a busy signal. I finally called the main office, the head office, and they said, oh, we're sorry about that. We'll get you in contact with the direct number. I called the direct number, no answer, try again, no answer, no call back. So I told my dad, I said, man, I don't know what to do. This just isn't working for me. And he says, well, I'm not doing much right now. He says, I'll just call, I'll see if I can get a hold of him. I said, okay. He called me back probably 30 minutes later and he said, yep, I got a hold of him. And I said, they must like you a lot more than they like me or something. I don't know. He says, well, what he did was he called him up and he said, I want to buy a brand new loader. And they instantly transferred him to somebody. And he talked to them and he says, actually, there ain't no way I'd ever buy a brand new loader from you because you don't come out and work on our equipment. And the guy says, oh, what do you mean? And so he told him what was going on and all the troubles we've been having over the last 3 or 4, really going on for 7 or 8 months now, of getting them to come out and work on stuff. You may remember an earlier video, the loader I'm driving now, the shifter, wouldn't work, and it took us forever to get them to come out and do that. And when they came out and fixed that, they said that they had a new service manager and everything was gonna be different now and all this and that, and a bunch of hogwash. But anyway, my dad bamboozled him into thinking he was gonna buy a brand new $200 and some thousand loader, and finally convinced them to come out and work on this loader. So they are supposed to be here sometime mid-morning tomorrow. We will see if they show up. I am not holding very high hopes. I'll probably come out here anyway. I got a lot of other stuff I can do. It'd be cooler in the morning anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna run to the gas station. I'll be right back. Well, good afternoon. They said they'd probably be here around 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning or so. It is currently 3 o'clock. At about 1:30, my dad called and said, have they been there yet? What'd they say? And I said, they have not been here. They have not called me to say when they're gonna be here. And he says, I'll call them. He calls them and they said the truck was about 20 minutes away. He'll be here in just a minute to look at it. That was at 1:30. It's 3 o'clock now. Obviously, that did not happen. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know what to do. I love case loaders. They are the best loader. I have driven many brands of loaders, John Deere's, Caterpillars, what else? Daewoo's, Hyundai's. I've driven so many different brands of loaders, and I really, really, really like cases the best. And all equipment breaks. Like, I'm not upset about it being broken. That's just what happens when you have a 13-year-old piece of equipment that's been used hard in a junkyard all its life. Just this customer service is absolute garbage. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock now, and I have to leave. I am up against the wall. I have somewhere I have to be, and as I'm driving out the gate, getting ready to lock it behind me, the guy calls, and he's like, yeah, I'm on my way now. I'll be there. I'm like, what in the world happened to 9 or 10? And he goes, do what? No, I told him there's no way it would be before 2 to 3, and that would be at the earliest. And so I'm not sure what you're talking about. And I said, okay, well, they said at the office that you're the one that came out and fixed the shifter in the 621C. And he goes, well, that's what I'm coming to work on, aren't I? It's the 621C, the shifter. It's not going into gear. And I'm like, no, you fixed that 2 months ago. He said, well, I didn't fix that 2 months ago. I said, well, somebody fixed it 2 months ago. And he says, on the work order here, it says that you have a 621C that sometimes kicks into neutral and won't go forward. And I'm like, you're kidding me. How in the world do you have that in your work order from months and months ago? But anyway, I told him that it's this loader, the 621F, and he goes, oh, well, I don't know nothing about that. And I said, well, that's the one that's messed up. And I said, but I have to leave now, so I guess I'll just drive the loader outside the fence and you can work on it at your pace. So frustrating. If you can't tell right now, I'm not happy. You get to see Silas when he's in a bad mood right now. This is ridiculous. They're extremely unreliable. They lie to you. Oh well. He's on the way now. For sure on the way now. Hopefully on the way now. I guess we'll see. So I'll park the loader out here, and I guess he can have at it. Now I'm gonna have to come back out here tomorrow to move it back in or something. Oh well, I guess I'll just check back in with you tomorrow and let you know what they discover on it. Hopefully it's a simple fix and they get it done. Well, we got a mess out here. All that rat nest out of the International. Oh boy, and it's a mud pit too. But I am back out here. It's actually Monday now, and as you can see, the loader is still sitting out here. He finally got out here close to 5 o'clock. I don't know. We're just gonna stop talking about that. But anyway, he looked at it and he said that it is that little, it's a little solenoid on the bottom of the joystick. He said it's putting out, I don't remember what he said exactly now, but it was like double the electrical current that it should be putting out, and so it couldn't work right. And so he said basically because it was putting out so much current non-stop that the computer didn't know what to do. So he said it's a super simple fix. He said they just got to unscrew it, put the new one on, test it, make sure it's programmed right and it's working right, and should be good to go. Said the issue is that loader there is really old. That's a 2012, and I guess in equipment terms, that's really old now. He said that nobody carries that old of equipment parts in stock. So he said they're going to get it ordered. It should be here this week sometime. They'll come back over and put it on. What I found interesting is normally when you turn on the ride control, it disengages the arms. That way they can kind of float. And then there's another button you can push too that helps kind of keep everything level. That way when you're grading rock. And so I tried both of those buttons when I was trying to back the loader out. And no, those forks where they were at, they were locked right there. And so you can see where I drug them all the way out. Kind of tore my road up a little bit, but I'm just back here now kind of looking around, getting a game plan. I have a truck I need to dig out. We're gonna go find it here in a minute. It's back there somewhere, but I don't know. I got this brat. I've tried finding a home for it. Haven't really been able to succeed on that front. So I guess I'm probably just gonna go ahead and knock a few parts off of it, and we'll make a video of smashing that with the excavator. What I really need to do is get the little mini crusher going. I've had that thing for a year and a half, 2 years now, something like that. Maybe a year, I can't remember now. But anyway, still haven't gotten that thing going. If I get it going, I can smash these cars a lot flatter than I can with the loader or the excavator. And then I can get more weight in the dumpsters. Where is that truck at? I thought it was over here. No, it's It's back here further. I'm gonna go ahead and smash this car too. Get her gone. It is a mud pit back here in this little area. I have dumped multiple loads of dirt and rock and you name it in this hole right here. And so, I mean, you can drive through it, no problem, without worrying about getting stuck. It's just, this is where all the water comes from out in the parking lot. It runs down the road and it comes right here to this spot. Unless I want to dump like a ton of dirt and rock right here and raise this way up in the air. I mean, my entire life of coming out here as a kid when we were crushing cars out here and stuff, that was the mud hole. Even way back in the day, way back before I owned it, it was like that. So that's just part of life. Where in the world is that truck? Did I move it back here? Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. It's that little late 30s Chevy pickup that's over there beside that Corvair. So it looks like I got to move the Buick convertible, which if anybody's interested in that, my dad said he'd like to go ahead and sell it. It's missing the front bumper and the interior. So a person would have to find that. Bumper wouldn't be hard to find, but the interior might be a little bit more of a challenge. It does have the valence panel, just missing the bumper itself. I think a guy can make two-door interior work. Wouldn't be quite the same as convertible, but like I say, it would work. Anyway, I'm gonna move it. I think this truck here, I'm gonna go ahead and just take it out back, get it out of the way. And the van is one that I bought to use for storage eventually. I don't have anything to put in there right now, but I'm sure I'll get something at some point. The guy on the retractable is gonna actually be here this Thursday now. He talked to Sean over the weekend, and so he's planning on being here for it. And he also wants to buy this old 41 Ford Coupe. This is the one that there was this and then a four-door sedan body that were side by side, and they had a bunch of trees growing up between them, and I had to work really, really hard to get it out of there without tearing it up. And I think, yeah, this is the fender that was kind of grown into the tree. And so it was a lot of work to get those out of there. It's the same place that GMC semi over there came from, and I forget, oh, we got that two-door hardtop Ford out of there. Handful of vehicles. It's getting foggy in here. I wish it would quit raining so I could open up the windows. For now, I'm just gonna set this car over here, I guess. Somewhere out of the way. I can't even mount my camera up high like I usually do because all you guys see is all this water right here. Wouldn't even be able to see what I'm doing hardly. I guess I could put the camera up on top of the loader, just connect my phone to it. That's a pretty heavy old truck. When I was backing up with it, I was having a hard time turning. My back wheels kept trying to bounce off the ground. This is probably every bit of 5 tons. I really should just knock the sheet metal off of it and shove it in the iron box. But you know, I think prices might come back up this winter. It's kind of what I'm hoping, so we'll wait till winter. Boy, if prices get back up around that 300 mark, we are gonna go to town out here, that's for sure. I'm gonna hack and slash as much as humanly possible. I didn't get it on camera in time. There's a big old rat just ran out from underneath the hood and took off out in the grass somewhere. The drive shaft's bent on this thing, so it doesn't want to roll very good, but I'm going to take it and tuck it back up in there next to another old winch truck. Yeah, prices go back up this winter. That truck's going to go away forever. I got that International. I'll probably keep the doors off of it. Then it can go away. The Chevy dump truck can go away once I pull a few more parts. That Chevy truck can go away. So all 4 of those will be gone. This Chevy winch truck here I thought was pretty cool, so I'll probably hang on to it. That one will sell eventually, sooner or later, with the Chevrolet logo on the doors and kind of a more interesting looking bed on it. And then the Dodge beside it is actually sold and paid for. That's an old Hemi truck. It would be nice to get it gone, but I understand they gotta wait till they can find someone to haul it affordably. And I think most of these trucks over here I'll probably hang on to for now. There's a lot of better sheet metal over there, but I got like this old C50. It can go away, just got a few parts left on it. Both of these winch trucks that I'm putting back here can go away. The red C60, it just got a few parts. It's super, super rusty, so I can just go ahead and strip it out, send it on down the road. That big old white Ford back there can go away. Prices hit back up around that 300 mark. I want to try to ship out 3 semi-loads a week out of here. At least 2. There we go. That's a good enough spot for that. I can probably shove another one right up in there at some point if I need to. I don't want to if I don't have to, because I mean, obviously anything I put back here, I got to drag right back out. I got a lot of old grain trucks over here. Some of these are better sheet metal, like that red Ford there. That's got some pretty clean sheet metal in it still. That Ford, I could probably knock it out pretty quick. So just kind of a mix of better trucks and bad trucks. That truck's sold and paid for. Then I've got that frame is ready to go. There's another frame over there, another frame over there. And I might go ahead and start shipping those out now at today's prices just to get them gone. When I buy these trucks, my main money I make is off of the sheet metal and the parts and the engines and stuff like that. And so the scrap is just a bonus. But when you're talking 3 or 4 tons of scrap, $100 a ton difference, I mean, that's $300 or $400 extra just to wait. If you save up too much and you wait too long, then you can't get it all shipped in. So it's a fine balance. Got that frame there, can go ahead and go away. I got that stack of old frames, those can go away. This truck on the bottom, I want to save the bed because it's got a real nice floor in it, but then it can go away. If I can get them in the trailer, I'll ship in both of these Fords. That Ford can go away. I can go ahead and knock the rest of that truck out, that International out, this truck out. That blue International, that sheet metal is sold already, so we could knock it apart. If we can get about, 3 or 4 months of 300 a ton, or even close to it, 275 or whatever, I would get rid of a bunch of stuff. As soon as it gets over 250, I'm going to start shipping. Like I say, it may hit 300 for 1 month and then drop, and then what do you do? There we go. I made it out with the truck. I'll find a place to sit it where it's somewhat out of the water. He was going to come pick it up later, but I told him, I said, man, I'm here anyway. I was supposed to be working at the other yard today, but obviously with the mud, I can't do that. So he said he'll be here in about an hour and a half. I have to meet somebody else here today on a truck hood too, and they're supposed to be here at 5. So I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of them, see if they can come earlier as well. That way I don't have to stay out here because it's only 12 right now. I guess I could leave and come back, but I'd rather just get everything done and be done with the day. I have a boatload of editing and stuff to do at home still. There we go. I went ahead and made a little bit of room over here by this tree, stuck that Corvair up in there, and that way I have room to put probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars right here. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars right there, so I'll be able to fill this in. Then I can go ahead and shove my trailer on back up in there, and then I have the axles sold out of that Scout, so I can go ahead and grab it out of there. So things are looking pretty good. I have a guy wanting to buy the nose and the trunk off of this car here, so I'm going to send him some better pictures, make sure he wants it before we cut him off of there. Well, that's pretty cool news. When I bought these cars, these 2 New Yorkers right here, the blue one over there, the motor turned in it when I bought them. This one here wouldn't turn, but it was 1,000,000 degrees, and so now it's a lot cooler. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try one more time since I don't have to lean up against a hot car or anything like that. So I popped the hood and I got a good grip on it, and I was actually able to get it to break free. And once it broke free, it turns pretty good. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to give this 2-door hardtop one more chance to sell whole. I listed it for sale one more time. If it doesn't sell, we'll go ahead and chop it up too. But I've got 5 of those 55 Chryslers, so I'll probably cut up the other ones first and save that one till last. Just they have really cool trunks and really cool noses on them, so they cut up really good. And then being a 331 Hemi, and it's the last of the 331 Hemis, so it's got the bell housing or the non-integrated bell housing or whatever it's called, where you can actually put other transmissions on them. Some of those early Hemis have the bell housing built in, and you have to use the original transmission. You can't stick something else on it. Same thing with this Oldsmobile and that Pontiac over there. I'm going to keep them together for now. If they don't sell sometime, probably by middle of winter or so, I'll go ahead and chop them up in the spring, late winter, somewhere in there. It's kind of a shame. I mean, these are such cool cars and they're all complete. I'd make somebody a good deal on them, but I can't give them away. That's the problem I run into a lot anymore, is people seem to think I'm going to sell these cars for $500 or $600, and I'm having to pay more than that to get them, so I just can't sell them that cheap anymore. The days of a $500 car that's all complete that you can tinker with and get running out of the 1950s or 60s are pretty well gone. You might be able to find something out of the 60s, but finding an all-complete original 50s car that you can do that with is pretty well nigh impossible these days. This car here will part out for pretty good money, so I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and knock it apart. But like I say, we'll give them a little bit longer. There we go. Got the row filled back in. I'm going to go ahead and grab this International while I'm back here. Take it up front, and then we'll tuck my trailer in. This is one of those ones that I had a guy beg me for pictures. He knew it was really rough. He says, oh, I bet there's still enough there to make it worth my time. I'll buy it, please, I'll take it. I just want to see a few pictures. So I sent him a few pictures and never heard from him again. So once we cut the axles out of it, I'm going to pull a few other parts off of it, and we're just going to go ahead and crush it. It is officially no longer for sale. I tell you what, it's going to feel good having this road open again. It's been blocked for so long. I wish I had a better place to put this trailer, but I mean, this works good enough, I guess. Just the issue is if I ever do need back behind it, I have to pull it out to get whatever's back behind it. But don't think I'm going to need anything back there anytime soon. There we go. That'll work good right there. I'm thinking, well, once again, I'll probably wait till prices go back up, but I'll probably just go ahead and junk that Ram Charger. Same thing with that blue C60 over there. If we can just get prices to go back up, we'll make some serious room out here. All right, with that, I think I got everything done that I'm gonna do today, other than that guy's gonna be here in a minute on this truck, and then I gotta sell that hood later, but I think I'm done with this video. So I hope you enjoyed it, just some behind the scenes action of what's going on out here. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Remember to get out there and find yourself an adventure. We will see you on the next one.